Yo, 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 yo. Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, April 24th. It's good to see everybody. Another beautiful day for gaming and weekend content of Lost Ark. Yeah. So, um, another day of Lost Ark. We'll be doing our daily stuff, Guardian raids, some abyssals and chaos dungeons, stuff like that. And trying to get as much stuff as we can get completed today, since we won't be hopping into any more stream content for Lost Ark until next weekend. But throughout the week, we'll do a little bit more Slay the Spire. We'll see what else we'll hop into this week. I'm not sure. We've got some other games kind of tentatively lined up, but I'm not sure exactly what we'll hop into. But for sure, some more Slay the Spire for probably Monday and Tuesday. Let's go ahead, get ready to jump into some gaming news, because that is what we do every single day. Try to stay current on what's going on in the industry, the world, as it were, of gaming, because that's what we love so much. And it's important, as far as I'm concerned, to stay up to date with what's going on within the universe of gaming. Yeah. So let's hop over here. Hope everybody's day is going very well. Again, happy Sunday. Let's get to it. Get my camera out of the way. Apologies. There we go. Cool. So, all right. So here we go. Right off the bat, Kotaku article report private equity eyeing Ubisoft as the next big gaming acquisition. If I remember correctly, probably what we'll come across in here is, because Ubisoft is headquartered in France, there's some issues with that company being acquired due to some of the regulations they have of companies being bought from other companies outside of that country. We'll see what comes up with that. We looked at their Ubisoft's. This is the other two articles are about Ubisoft's Fortnite style game they've got coming out. Project Q. We looked at that yesterday. So if you're interested, check the gaming segment that or the gaming episode that is highlighted on the Twitch channel or on the YouTube channel from yesterday. We've already talked about the Star Wars stuff in previous segments as well. The Netflix stuff, yes. I'm going to pull this up. 2 months in, Elden Ring's PC performance issues are a real drag. I'm going to read that. Nintendo Switch Online leak reveals new free games. We'll take a look at that. We already took a look at a lot of the big new games coming out that were announced at PAX, so we won't dive into that. We've already looked at this scandal, which seems to be a little bit fishy and could have potentially just been a promo for the this show. Unfortunately, the wrestling game coming out, we've taken a dive into what this kind of means for gaming in general, having competition for the other WWE game, things like that. So those are in previous news segments. Not much there. We already talked about this as well, which is really cool. I think we talked about that yesterday as well. Well, let's go to page 4. We're gonna go 4 pages today. See if there's anything else that we might come up with. Okay, new Halo Infinite roadmap targets online co-op in August. We'll take a look at that. Far Cry 7 report has bad news for fans. We'll see what that has to offer. Let's switch up our search here as we do. Please stop. Yep, we've talked about this. We've talked about this. Mm-hmm. That as well. Unions popping up everywhere in video gaming industry. It's good. I doubt that many of the devs think it's good, but I think it's a good thing. We'll take a look at this real quick on the union side of things. Yeah, yeah, it's Activision Blizzard union stuff because it's Call of Duty. We've already seen the new NFL VR game coming out on Meta and PlayStation VR. Again, and well, I will not promote Meta, even though their Quest VR set seems like a pretty okay product. I cannot promote that company, so I would ask people to the best of their ability to, if they're interested in this game, grab it on PlayStation. That would be my request. But it's good that there's competition coming out against EA's. Basically, the only one that has an NFL game, right? So it's good. Competition's good. There's like 4 or 5 Star Wars games in the works. We've talked about that previously as well. We've already hit on this too. Blitz, dude, I loved Blitz. Are they? Is there even a current Blitz though? Cash, what's up, buddy? How long has it been since they made a Blitz game, dude? Let's take a look. Yeah, me too, dude. Um, the last Blitz I remember was, and I think I own it actually. Didn't they make a spin-off of Blitz? I don't know if it was even called Blitz. Um, didn't they make a spin-off of Blitz? And I think it had like Lawrence Taylor in it. Is that what it was? Yeah, this is it. Exclusive licensing deal with Electronic Arts. Uh, Lawrence Taylor provided voice acting for the game. Uh, Blitz Overtime, Blitz the League 2. Yeah, never played that one. Yeah, yeah. So they came out with these like Blitz the League games which you could go through like a career mode in. I think stuff like that. And it was pretty wild. It wasn't original Blitz. Let's just get that straight. Original Blitz was amazing, dude. I loved that game. Um, but it was at least something within the realm of what Blitz was. You know what I mean? So uh, it was decent. It was decent. It was decent. They had these like cut scenes, man, where people would get hurt and it would like go in and show like the bones breaking and stuff. I think it was pretty wild. It was pretty wild. Like players could like get juiced up during the game to make them perform better, but they'd have a better chance at like getting hurt if they got tackled real hard and yeah, it was pretty nuts. It was pretty nuts. But yeah, Blitz was sick, dude. I loved Blitz, man. Um, but I mean, obviously, currently there's like nothing really, right? There's nothing really. So having a bit of competition is always good in the market, especially when it's just EA. EA has like so many exclusive rights to certain, like what did we read about yesterday? Oh, the snow games, dude, with fumbles everywhere. It's like you'd fumble, you'd pick it up, that guy'd get hit and fumble and pick it up. It's like 4 or 5 fumbles in a row. Is that what you're talking? Yeah, dude. Yeah. um, from what I understand, there's like some exclusive rights that EA owns regarding football games in general, man. And so it makes it very hard for any other company to create games. Oh, dude, I forgot about that mechanic. Yeah, that was also very wild. Yeah, I had forgotten about that, dude. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. Like you just slide in if you like nicked their legs or whatever, it'd pop them up. Yeah, yeah, crazy. Yep, yep, that's wild, dude. I haven't thought about Blitz in a long time. Yeah, apparently EA owns like these rights on the NFL games to where they're like the only one that can like make a some there's these certain rights that regarding NFL games, they're the only ones that can make it. At certain types of NFL games, you know, so that it really limits what other companies can do regarding creating NFL games in the video game realm. Oh yeah, dude, no passing for yeah, that was the best, dude. Yeah, just drill people before the ball got there for sure. Yeah. Yeah, Blitz was great, dude. Now, a lot of those old like sports games, like dude, I was a huge fan of. We talked about this recently. You know what I mean? I was a huge fan of like NBA Jam and the what was the other one, man? We were talking about the other basketball game. God, it was so good. It was all about the ball handling and stuff. Dude, you could do the wild tricks and everything. I loved the games that weren't necessarily lifelike. You know, it was just kind of wild and a lot of fun just because it was just outside the box kind of stuff. You know, it was a lot of fun like that. And that's the way Blitz was. Blitz was a lot of fun because it was like that. Um, I've always enjoyed a lot of the sports games that weren't necessarily like realistic. I've liked the realistic games as well. I played, you know, obviously NHL for a long time. I played MLB The Show for a couple of years. That was a lot of fun. But sometimes just playing like the wild, more arcade style, I guess is what they would call them, right? Like an arcade style sports game is a lot of fun too. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, dude, Blitz. What a great game Blitz was. I used to go to a pool hall, man, back when I was younger, and they had Blitz there. I was always on Blitz, dude. Always on Blitz. Yeah, trying to get some high scores and stuff. Dude, wild. All right, how are you this morning, buddy? Happy Sunday, dude. We read about that yesterday. That's pretty wild, dude. 11th person to perfect score Pac-Man. It's pretty sweet. I love that people are still playing these games to like try to break records and stuff. I've also already given my opinion on this little handheld, the Playdate. It seems cool, but for $180, I don't know that that's worth compared to some other handhelds you can get your hands on. Um, so I've given my opinion on it, and especially I think the big hindrance here for $180 you do not have a backlit screen, and that's just not really acceptable to me. Um, that is like regular Game Boy stuff, dude. Oh, getting ready to play some softball? Let's go, dude. Let's go. Dude, I haven't played any baseball or softball in a very long time, but I enjoyed it very, very much. Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. That's sick, man. That's sick. I hope it's a good day, man. Yeah. I miss playing sports. I actually the sport that I played for quite a while, even into adulthood, was soccer. And I haven't played anything for a number of years now, but I miss it, man. I miss playing sports. It was always a huge part of my life, and I don't really do any of it anymore, so it feels bad. Okay, let's hop into what we have here. Are you are you playing in like a yeah, yeah, dude. Um, yeah, I always those were probably my two favorite sports to play. Yeah. I mean, I did some like some swim team stuff. I love swimming, dude. Actually, as far as like exercise goes and stuff, swimming's like my favorite thing to do. I love swimming very much. Um, soccer, dude. Soccer competitively was probably my favorite sport to play competitively. Soccer was just always a great team sport, and we were always just riled up playing some soccer, man. So I loved it. But baseball was like what I was raised on, like focused on baseball, you know. So baseball has got a very special place for me as well. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Private equity eyeing Ubisoft as the next big gaming acquisition. Again, Ubisoft is based in France, and I think there's some issues with any company outside of France acquiring Ubisoft. We'll see right here. Private equity firms could be beginning to circle over Ubisoft, Bloomberg reported Friday. Talks are early, but include interest from firms like Blackstone Inc. and KKR and Co. Even if it's not private equity, senior current and former Ubisoft developers Kotaku has spoken with in recent months believe the company will eventually sell to someone amid a flagging stock price and ongoing production struggles. Bloomberg reports that Blackstone and KKR and Co., two biggest private equity firms in the world, have been studying the French business and have preliminary takeover interest in Ubisoft, but the company hasn't yet entered into any serious negotiations with potential acquirers. According to Kotaku sources, Ubisoft has been working closely with several outside consultancy firms in recent years to audit various parts of its business. While companies will do this to become more profitable and prepare for the future, sources Kotaku spoke with suggest it's a sign Ubisoft's trying to tidy up its books for a potential sale. On a wave of recent big game acquisitions that include Grand Theft Auto publisher Take-Two buying Zynga, Sony buying Bungie, Microsoft taking Activision Blizzard. Seems like a game of eat or be eaten for those who remain. EA CEO Andrew Wilson said as much in an earnings call earlier this year, in which he placed the FIFA publisher firmly in the big fish looking to eat other fish camp. Ubisoft has been more coy about its survival strategy when asked in its most recent earnings call why the French publisher seemingly hadn't received any bid interest. CFO Frederic Duguet, I'm not sure if the T is silent or not. I don't know, it's French, dude, it totally could be. Said he wouldn't speculate on why no offer had been made before being corrected by CEO and co-founder Ve Guillemot. I'm probably butchering all these names. I'm very sorry. The company, Guillemot asserted, was neither confirming nor denying if potential buyers had approached it. If someone did want to buy Ubisoft, they would be potentially getting it at a huge discount. Stock was over $110 a share in July 2018. No way. Now it's at $41, but they would still need to go through the Guillemot family, which is currently estimated to own 15% of the just under $5 billion market cap business. Guillemot famously fended off a hostile takeover attempted by French media conglomerate Vivendi after securing funding from Tencent and others in 2018. Some sources currently and formerly within the company now believe the 35-year video game industry veteran might be looking for an exit strategy. They point to the departure of his son Charlie Guillemot last year, resulting in no relatives left to take over the family business. Guillemot. Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah, thanks, Cash. Yeah. Uh, Ubisoft has also been hit by an ongoing wave of attrition. So you with the softball stuff, do you play in a league, or you just like doing pickup games, or what's going on, man? Uh, Ubisoft has also been hit by an ongoing wave of attrition among its senior talent. Continues to struggle with the aftermath of a workplace reckoning over sexual misconduct that began in the summer of 2020. League, that's sick, dude. Yeah. And some of its biggest projects continue to face upheaval, delays, or be trapped in development hell. As Bloomberg reported in February, not super competitive. That's cool, dude. It's just like having fun and going out and playing and stuff. That's what it's really about. Yeah, yeah. Usually with softball, that's where it gets. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Softball leagues. That's what it was always for us too. Was like basically getting a team together with your buddies and just going out and playing another team that was built up that way too. Yeah. Pinky, what's up, dude?
Shut your pie hole,
Pie
buddy.
hole, dude. We're doing news. What's up, my dude? Uh oh, yo, I saw your post in Discord, buddy. I like that.
Alright, that one was on me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yo, Cash, I need to see what I can do about getting you that audio. Yeah. As Bloomberg reported in February, Ubisoft decided to turn one of Assassin's Creed Valhalla's planned DLCs into a standalone stopgap game, instead to help patch holes in its release calendar over the next 18 months. Yeah. If you hook up into the Discord, dude, I'll shoot it to you. In the meantime, the next Far Cry, Ghost Recon, and full-fledged Assassin's Creed games remain further out than Ubisoft had previously planned. According to three sources familiar with their development, when asked for comment, a spokesperson for Ubisoft sent Kotaku the following statement. How are you today, buddy? How are you, Pinky? We don't comment on rumors or speculation. Ubisoft has unmatched creative and production capacities with more than 20,000 talented people. Awake? Right on, dude. You ready to do some gaming, buddy? Thanks to them and to our long-term approach and appetite for taking creative risks, we have built some of the industry's strongest proprietary brands and have many promising new brands and projects on the horizon. We also have one the industry's deepest and most diversified portfolios, cutting-edge services and technologies, and a large and growing community of engaged players. As a result, we're ideally positioned to capitalize on the rapid industry growth and platform opportunities that are emerging right now. Okay, yeah, I got you, dude. I got you. Yep. Right before I start gaming today, I'll shoot it to you. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'll finish up this news segment and then I'll shoot it to you. Yep. Um. So here's the deal. I'm not surprised by this. In some of the new stuff that I have been coming across over about the past 4 to 5 months, I would say, what I had been catching in the mill for the industry was more that like some of the bigger companies left that could be potentially acquired. Tinwin, I love it, dude. Was going to be Ubisoft and potentially EA. Um, Now that was just rumor mill stuff, but here we are, right? And not that Ubisoft has been taken yet, but it looks like there's something definitely in the works here potentially. So now what I'll say is, Ubisoft's stock, like they said, their Ubisoft stock was way up in, July of 2018, and now Ubisoft stock has less than halved at this point 4 years later. You know, Uno, let's go, Wick, and Uno on every console. I'll play some Uno. Let's go. I'll lose, but I'll play. But I'll just blame it on Wick, so everything's fine. Tinwin, how are you, buddy? Wick, what's up, dude? Uh, Happy Sunday, guys. So I think you good? Good, buddy. It's good to see you, man. I would have to assume that like not all of the reason their stock has gone down, but look, there is no denying the fact that gamers are against NFTs, right? Ubisoft is also one of the first companies, major devs, one of the first major devs that came out and was like, we're putting NFTs in our games. They put NFTs in Ghost Recon and they got absolutely blasted for it. Did it have an effect on their stock? I'm not quite sure. I would have to assume that it potentially did. Uh, I don't think it's the entire reason that their stock has gone down because um, that has only happened within the past 6 to 8 months. I think was them putting the NFTs within Ghost Recon, but it's decisions like that. I would say that have resulted in Ubisoft losing, right? But there is no denying the fact that they have an extensive portfolio. And the fact that their stock is way down does put a potential buyer in a good position to come in and grab a lot of really good IPs to potentially turn around, right? We'll keep track and we'll see what happens here. Yeah, there we go. Ubisoft might be the next big one to be absorbed, if you will. It just keeps. It's just going to keep happening, man. It really is. I'm not surprised at all. Okay, so here we go. Um, 2 months in, Elden Ring's PC performance issues are a real drag. I mean, it's like the these these devs, these major devs, still waiting for Square Enix. These major devs just it's like most of them kind of just start turning into the same exact thing with a different name. You know what I mean? That's really what it seems like. I start getting to where I can't tell the difference between them. Besides the fact that they have a different name and they have different IPs under them, they basically they conform to the same exact antics, if you will, right? And all they care about is money. It's yeah. So I don't know. Uh, this was kind of I mean, look, I'm not surprised either, though. 2 months in, Elden Ring's PC performance issues are a real drag. It's From Software is not the only company that does this. There are so many. Yeah, yeah. Well, and look, I was just kind of blasting Square Enix the other day because uh, we were planning on playing the PC port of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade when it dropped. It was supposed to drop on, if I remember correctly, December 16th. Um, it was supposed to drop on December 16th. We were just finishing up another game around that time, and then I was going to be taking that weekend off um, to go see some family. We were going to be starting up Final Fantasy 16 on PC, or 16, Final Fantasy 7 Remake Integrate on PC when I came back after the weekend. And I got back, and Tinwin was like, hey man, you might want to hold up because the PC port is apparently terrible. We looked into it, sure enough, and I was like, well, we'll just wait until they patch it, hopefully, and then we'll play it. Well, here we are, and the only thing that has happened to make the game playable is there was a gamer, a community member, that made a mod for the game that made it playable. I don't think Square Enix has still patched that game into making it a legit optimized PC port. I've looked into it a few times since, and I still don't think they've patched it into being a legitimate PC port. And they're just, yeah, they're just running off the fact that this community member made a mod for the game that makes it perform better. And they're like, well, somebody else did their job for us, you know, and that's not acceptable to me. So I won't support them and I won't buy it. Right, exactly. Um, so the thing that sucks is like Final Fantasy VII original is my favorite game of all time. So I very much want to play Final Fantasy VII remake, right? Um, yeah, they absolutely are. They absolutely are. Tinwin. Uh huh. Yes, they are. That is their bread and butter, baby. That is their bread and butter. Just slap Final Fantasy on everything. Woo! You know what I mean? But I mean, that's what it is. There's so many of these companies that they get to that point where it's like, you know, they have fans that feel like they know they have a fan base that they can rely on to overlook their issues because they love that brand so much. And it's unfortunate. Octopath and others, yeah, yeah. I mean, I've heard about uh, all their issues and stuff, and in the games that I haven't played, and that's where, I mean, as much as I love the old Final Fantasy games and everything, it's like I'm at the point where I'm taking a stance against you know the companies that are doing our community as gamers wrong. I won't buy Final Fantasy VII and play it until Square Enix, and not that just me myself is going to make a difference, but it has to start somewhere, right? It has to start somewhere. And if we don't, as a collective community, start taking a stance against some of these devs doing this terrible stuff, it's never going to end, right? Yep, Chrono Cross remake's coming. You're right. Mm-hmm. Yep, Stranger of Paradise. Yeah, didn't Strangers of Paradise already release? That's already out, isn't it? Pretty sure. Right. Yeah, it's Final Fantasy Origin. It's basically like they made a version, a spin-off of the original Final Fantasy game, more modern though, right? Didn't they already? That's already out, correct? I can't type. I can't type. Yeah, that's out already. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So, um, I don't know, man. It's for me just like with Elden Ring. Look, I think Elden Ring had some really good content in it. I think Elden Ring had some great content, but the PC port was at best subpar, at best, and it feels bad just from a fan of gaming, a an advocate for a better gaming world all the way around, for them to go, we're releasing this on PC as well. It was not developed for PC and it was a terrible port. And they will not get me again. I will not play one of their games on PC again. I don't know that I'll pre order one of their games again just because I feel so kind of debated, you know? In my opinion, if they're going to release a game on a platform, it should be optimized for that platform. And it just feels bad all the way around. Devs continue to do it, and From Software is not the only one. We've made many examples already in chat, but it's going to take a collective stand of us, just showing these devs that, you know, they need to do better. Really. Support the right. Yeah, I know. I'm actually gonna throw. I'll throw Surge on the schedule, dude. Hold on. You should keep bringing up Surge, and I keep not throwing it on the schedule. I'm sorry. Yeah, I've got Surge 1 and 2. I almost grabbed it last time it was on sale. I need to grab it next time it's on sale. Is what I need to do. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, people are gonna do what they're gonna do, right? And for me, it's just a matter of trying to advocate for a better gaming world and to get away from this process, this thought process that all these major devs have, where they're going, it'll be okay. We'll get away with it. We'll get away with it because all they care about is money, man. And they see their fan base as just people that will overlook the issues. Rather, and look, I don't expect every game to be flawless or anything, but I also expect a game to be optimized and fairly well polished for a platform if it's going to be released on that platform. You know, um, and they're just not doing that. And to me, that's not acceptable. But it will take a collective stand from the gaming community to get developers to change. Right now, people are paying for the crap. People are paying for the crap, and they'll continue to give us crap if we continue to pay for the crap. Unfortunately, so let's read this. There's no sign when or if From Software will solve Elden Ring's slowdown and stutters. Fantastic. Uh, Elden Ring's 1.04 patch released on Tuesday is full of changes to that. This is what I actually saw. I saw the big patch come in. And I went and read it, and I was kind of blown away that there was like nothing. There was nothing in it as far as performance on PC. It was just like balance and bug fixes. Yeah, I mean, look here. Here's the thing. I want people to understand the fact that like I keep trying to get across to people that the content in the game is great. I'm not denying that fact at all. But I also cannot deny the fact that my perception and enjoyment of the game was my perception of the game was heavily skewed my enjoyment of the game was definitely negatively affected by how poor the PC port was, you know? And again, I mean, I had other people coming in playing the game, and dude, I'm on a pretty decent PC rig here. You know, like my PC is not like a mid range PC or anything. This thing is decent. So I had other people coming in saying that they played it on PC, they didn't have any issues or anything, and I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Uh, they would have to be playing on like a supercomputer or something. I don't know, man. I just I don't believe that. I was monitoring FPS the entire time. There were definitely places in the game where it would start absolutely hogging resources. Man, it was insane, and it's just it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. So yeah, I mean, there's great. The game has absolutely amazing content in it, and apparently it's fantastic on console. But it doesn't change the fact that they just did a terrible job on the PC version. You know, yo, Mamzelle, what's up, my friend? Uh, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Uh, okay, so again, when I saw the patch come out, that's the first thing I did is I went and looked at the notes. I saw no performance improvement. Yo, Gab, what's up, buddy? Happy Sunday. I'm great, dude. I'm great. I'm great. How are you, dude? Thanks for asking. Yeah, yeah, I do. I had constant. I'm talking constant frame drops from 60s all the way down into the like low 20s constantly. Yeah, and I'll say that like it was a much worse out in the open world. If I was like in a dungeon or something, it wasn't too bad. I do not, Gab. I do not. Not a Minecraft player. Dog woke you up early. Sorry, Mamzo. Yeah, I think open world. Open world was terrible, especially on the mount. Like mounted up on the horse was exponentially worse. But anytime I was in a dungeon, everything seemed to be okay. Yeah. Sorry, Gab. Yeah, sorry. Not a Minecraft player, man. Um, Wick, 19 days and counting for what, dude? For what? So, I'm not saying like the entire game was uh there were parts of it that were I mean, look, if it was unplayable, I wouldn't have played through it. But I experienced issues through the entire playthrough, you know. Check the guild. Dude, that was a shot right there at Mamzelle. I got you, dude. Yeah, so I hear and Tinwin. Here's the thing. As far as it goes, part of it might have to do with just specific hardware. Uh, what resolution you playing at, dude? It could be all kinds of things. That's the thing though, is like um, again, if it was optimized well for PC, obviously look I mean, I'm glad that you're not experiencing as many issues as I did. I'm glad. I'm glad because again, the content that I found in the game was great. This is the last I'm going to say about it, and we'll move forward. Yeah. So I was playing at 1440. That might have had an issue. That might have had something to do with it. Um, I tried a lot of different settings, and I couldn't get it to perform any better. Is the thing. I put all my graphic settings on low. I tried throttling frames. I did all kinds of stuff, man, and couldn't get anything to work. And some of it might have to do with specific hardware. I don't know. I had the most current drivers and everything for my graphics card. I mean, you name it, dude. I did everything and I couldn't get anything to work, dude. Um, so I'm glad you're not having too many issues. But I know it's not just me because I've read about so many other people that have had the same kind of stuff happening. It just goes to show that the game just definitely isn't optimized for PC. You know what I mean? And it's a harder thing to optimize for PC on a game because there is such a wide variety of hardware and stuff that people use, right? But if you're going to release for PC, it needs to be that way. It needs to be set up and optimized for that wide variety of hardware that people are going to be using, and it needs to run smoothly. And I mean, we're 2 months in, dude, and this last patch, there was nothing for performance. Still, it was just bug fixes and balancing, man. That's what I looked at as soon as the patch came out, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me, man. You've got to be kidding me. So, yeah, I know, and I still haven't even gotten to look into that, dude. I've just been so busy. I'm sorry. What I might try to do, man, is as we get closer to like October again, I might try to get back in there and see if I can figure out what was causing that and get it to work smoother, and maybe we'll get to play through Fear 3 this next. Shut up, Wick. Penguins suck, dude. Glass Crosby, Smoothie Lord, you troll. What a troll. Good night. You're probably a Pirates fan too, huh? But yeah, we might try to get played back through it. Well, yeah, I mean, there's and we've talked about that too, gamer. I mean, it goes both ways. We've seen it happen, vice versa. Just there've been all kinds of different um, examples of it happening, right? The main thing is what I want to get across here is that for me, it's not about whether it's PC or console. A bad port is a bad port, or a bad release is a bad release. And it shouldn't happen. As far as I'm concerned, as a lover of video games and the gaming world and the industry, advocating for a better gaming world for us is what it's about. If a game is going to be released on any platform, it should be optimized and run well on that platform. Otherwise, it shouldn't be released. You know what I mean? And that's all it comes down to, really. Elden Ring's 1.04 patch released on Tuesday is full of changes to the lands between, balance adjustments for colossal weapons and spells, buffs for loads of weapon ashes, and a heaping helping of bug fixes. What it doesn't do, despite one bullet point promising other performance improvements, is fix Elden Ring's frequent stuttering on PC. 2 months since Elden Ring's release on February 24th, From Software hasn't indicated when or if it will attempt to patch out the PC performance problems. The developers have at least acknowledged that those problems exist just after launch. A Bandai Namco blog post stated, "We are currently experiencing some issues that are preventing the game from playing properly under some conditions." The post went on to add that they will be constantly working to improve the game so that it can be played comfortably on various PC environments and platforms, and asked for patience. I feel like I've been patient and I've enjoyed my time with Elden Ring despite its technical shortcomings. As we wrote in March, Elden Ring's success is proof that frame rate isn't everything. But 2 months in, I'm increasingly frustrated by moments of slowdown, yes, and then speeding up as the game catches up to where I'm supposed to be and stutters. Every play session up until 1.04, I'd experienced at least one hard crash to desktop. I had a lot of I had like, 5 or 6 crashes, I think. And I haven't played enough since 1.04 to know if that problem's been fixed completely. Despite 1.04 promising increased online multiplayer stability, still had multiple summoned players simply vanish from my game in the course of an hour. Clearly the result of a lost connection. Elden Ring does at least perform far better than From Software's earlier games when they were first released on consoles, and Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition was infamously broken on PC. But as the success and prestige of From's games have grown, so have the standards. As Digital Foundry declared on launch, Elden Ring's PC version simply is not as good as it should be, for sure. It's a shame to see limitations like 60 frames, unless you're running at 4K. Apparently, if you're running at 4K, you can get over the 60 frame lock. And lack of ultra-wide support, and the poor mouse keyboard binding options are a baffling miss for something that should be relatively simple. Yes. But it's the stuttering, which is, oh, here we go. Here we go. Hold on, dude. I apologize. Let me take care of this real quick. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Can anybody guess who that was? Can anybody guess what site that was? Take a guess, guys. Uh, but it's the stuttering which is likely caused or exacerbated by Elden Ring's switch to DirectX 12 that especially rankles. This wasn't a problem with From Software's last PC game, Sekiro. That one ran beautifully, even if it was locked at 60 frames without mods. In Elden Ring, the stutters happen even on high-end hardware. Yes. So there's frustratingly little we can do other than wait for the developers to make improvements. Hopefully they come. From Software has clearly been busy updating Elden Ring, fixing bugs, and making balance changes, and is traditionally not the type of studio to provide a roadmap for pending improvements. So I'm not exactly surprised we haven't heard anything about what's causing these issues or what's being done to fix them. I love that From Software's games leave me to uncover their mysteries without much guidance, but I can't say the same for their post-launch support. Yeah, it feels bad. It feels bad. They're not the only company, which also feels very bad. Yeah, we need devs to be better. It's the major devs that get to this point, really. Most of the time, it's not indie devs that we have to worry about doing this stuff. It's the major devs, unfortunately. Most of the time. Most of the time. Okay, Nintendo Switch Online leak reveals new free games. A new Nintendo Switch Online leak has revealed. Hold on. And yo, gamer, happy Sunday, dude. I don't think I told you happy Sunday, buddy. How are you, dude? Sorry. It's good to see you, man. A new Nintendo Switch Online leak has revealed some nostalgic games coming to the subscription service on Switch, Switch Lite, and Switch OLED. Leak comes the way of Twitter, features footage of an alleged master version of the Switch Online NES application, which, when compared to the current version, reveals some games coming to the subscription service. Games like Pac-Man, Tetris, Galaga, Mega Man, and Castlevania. Aren't many noteworthy NES games left to add to the Switch Online series. It looks like Nintendo is poised to add the majority of the few left that players still want to see. That said, while this leak passes the sniff test, it's important to remember it hasn't been verified. Nothing here is official. Below you can check out the leak for yourself, courtesy of Caitlin Molinas. Okay. We have a leaked NES online application which contains all the currently available titles as well as several new ones. Most notably, it contains Pac-Man, Tetris, Galaga, Mega Man, and Castlevania. Below is a comparison of the current version and this master version. Okay. Leaked application has a build date of October 2019. The games being rolled out officially have mostly lined up with what's in the leaked application, so it would appear that the plans for releases were set up far in advance, and this shows what they might release. Dude, I remember Rygar. Sick. The Mega Mans. Nice. Pac-Man. Contra, bruh. Contra. Konami code, go! The Nintendo Switch Online leaks don't end there, though. Sega Genesis Nintendo Switch Online app is set to undergo maintenance today. Last time this happened, new retro Sega Genesis games were added. In other words, expect new games from this console as early as tonight. This was probably yesterday, yeah, so they're probably already on. Probably already on. Yeah, I'm guessing. When was this? Yeah, this was yesterday. No, dude, this was on the 21st, so the Sega games are already out there, yeah. There you go, dude. There you go, Tinwin. Yeah, dude. Doing good, good gamer. I'm glad. I'm glad. Dude, I used to hang out with. I had an older cousin that had Contra on NES, and that was the jam, dude. I loved playing games with my older cousin, and we were always like playing Contra, and I knew the Konami code from a young age, man. It was Ingrained, dude. Ingrained Konami code. New Halo Infinite roadmap targets online co-op in August, all right? So Forge, meanwhile, should be available in beta form in September. Been a long wait for Halo Infinite's campaign co-op, and we still have a summer of waiting ahead before it arrives. Halo Infinite blog post published Friday lays out what to expect for the remainder of 2022, beginning with Season 2's launch on May 2nd. Campaign co-op now has a late August target, putting it square in the middle of Season 2. Infinite's second season stretches until November 7th, which is unusually long for a live service game. Blog post stresses 343's biggest priority remains the health of its developers and getting into a sustainable development rhythm so that we can deliver great experiences to all of you while maintaining a healthy work-life balance. Okay. We know we need to deliver more content, more features more quickly. Staying true to priority zero means that sometimes we need to slow down in order to stay healthy and move faster later. We're also aggressively looking at ways to accelerate. Campaign co-op was promised for Season 2 when Halo Infinite released last year, so it's essentially coming in on target, even if the season is lasting longer than expected. It won't arrive fully formed in August, however. Network play will be available at first, with split screen coming at a later date in Season 3. And Network Co-op's August date is listed as a target, which 343 describes as dates that will become more certain over time. It's not quite a lock just yet. Some good news, though, is that Forge may be arriving before its original schedule in Season 3, though again with a caveat. It's listed for an open beta targeting September. 343 explains the goal is to get Forge into players' hands more quickly so that custom maps can start making their way into multiplayer. We've successfully had Forge in private flighting with a limited audience for some time, so we've decided to forego a large-scale formal flighting program and go right to open beta. With this approach, we can get the core Forge tools out to everyone quicker while also remaining focused on our core priority of continuing to improve foundational aspects of Halo Infinite. Forge will persist from the open beta onwards, evolving and growing over time. In addition to Forge and online co-op, Season 2 includes new game modes, 2 new maps, and the ability to replay campaign missions. Earlier today, Nat wrote that Halo Infinite's first season put its worst foot forward. Hopefully with Season 2, Infinite finds itself on surer ground. Has anybody watched any of the new Halo show on Paramount Plus? Anybody seen that? Since we're talking Halo right now, just curious. The reason I ask because we read a news article the other day. Okay, so the reason I ask, and I'm glad you said that, Tinwin. Reason I ask because apparently the first 4 episodes, if I remember correctly, the thought is that the first 4 episodes were terrible. We read an article just the other day that apparently episode 5 was much, much better. It actually falls much more in line with what the game has to offer. It was much more action packed. Brought a lot of elements that fans of the Halo series were expecting to see in the earlier episodes that were elements traditionally found in the game finally came to fruition and were seen in episode 5. So maybe look into it if you're a fan of Halo. That's what I had heard too, was that apparently through the first 4 episodes that had been released so far, it was pretty terrible. That was the consensus that the thoughts that that were going around, was that it was not very good, man. But the latest episode is apparently pretty okay, if not pretty good. So maybe check it out. Maybe if you're a fan of Halo. We read an article that said that the latest episode was legit. So just the other day, actually. That's why I brought it up. New report about the next Far Cry game, tentatively dubbed Far Cry 7. I thought it was like Far Cry 47 at this point. Has bad news for fans. Far Cry 5 was Ubisoft's best-selling game last generation, despite being divisive among both critics and consumers. Unfortunately, Far Cry 6 didn't carry forward this momentum. It doesn't seem to have sold as well, and its reception was far from the highs the series has seen with previous games, such as Far Cry 3. Pull that up. That should be a little bit better. That said, Far Cry 6 doesn't change the fact that it's still one of Ubisoft's biggest series, and it's obviously going to continue whether with another mainline game called Far Cry 7 or something new and different. All of that said, a new report has surfaced claiming that the next Far Cry game is now further out than Ubisoft was planning. Considering that Ubisoft has yet to reveal a new Far Cry game means that if this is true, not only is the next installment still far away, but probably very far away. I'll say this. I have not been real intrigued. I've never even played a Far Cry game. But I've the only one that really looks like something I'm interested in playing is the what is it like Blood Dragon or whatever, the one that's like all like 80s neon like dino lasers and just super wild. That's the one that like if I'm gonna play one, that's the one I think I'm gonna play. It just looks wild. Uh, Considering that Ubisoft has yet to reveal a new Far Cry game, is that if this is true, not only is the next installment still far away, but probably very far away. Uh, about 18 months separated the reveal and release of Far Cry 6. Given that the next Far Cry game hasn't even been revealed yet, means it's probably safe to assume it's at the very least more than 18 months away. Key here, though, is that it's not even been revealed, and yet we are already hearing reports that it's having some form of development issues and is missing milestones. There's no way to know for sure. This hints at a game that's at least a few years away. As for the report, it comes the way of Kotaku, which doesn't say why the game has been internally delayed, cites general issues at Ubisoft that are plaguing the development of each and every single one of its games. Responding to this report, which is about the general decrepit state of the French games maker, Ubisoft issued the following statement: "We don't comment on rumors or speculation," reads the reply. Ubisoft has unmatched creative and production capabilities, with more than 20,000 talented people collaborating across our global studios on game development. Thanks to them and to our long-term approach and appetite for taking creative risks, we have built some of the industry's strongest proprietary brands and have many promising new brands and projects on the horizon. We also have one of the industry's deepest and most diversified portfolios, cutting-edge services and technologies, and a large and growing community of engaged players. This is like their general default statement on everything, right? This is their general default statement on it. We read this earlier in another statement from Ubisoft. As you can see, this is nothing but PR speak that fails to address any of the concerns Far Cry fans will likely have now. If anything more substantial surfaces, or if the situation evolves, we'll be sure to update the story accordingly. In the meantime, Far Cry fans should prepare for a long hibernation. Okay? Yeah, Ubisoft is in the midst of some stuff, man. And the last article we have is... Bro, what is this? Go away. Whatever. Video game workers at Call of Duty Maker, which is Activision Blizzard, okayed for union vote. You're seeing this across the board in the industry, right? Many video game makers are at a point where their workers are unionizing, right? It's happening just across the board. Small group of Wisconsin-based video game workers can vote to form what could be the first union at a major U.S. video game publisher, a labor board official ruled. A regional director of the National Labor Relations Board on Friday ordered a May election for quality assurance workers at Activision Blizzard's Raven Software, which develops the popular Call of Duty game franchise. The unionization campaign by 21 employees at Raven's office in Middleton, Wisconsin, has been part of a broader international shakeup at Activision Blizzard, a Santa Monica, California-based gaming giant with roughly 10,000 employees worldwide. The company has come under fire from the government and some shareholders, and it recently settled a federal civil rights lawsuit over allegations that management ignored sexual harassment and workplace discrimination against female employees. Microsoft in January announced its plans to buy the company for nearly $69 billion. No big deal, right? And has said it wouldn't interfere in unionization decisions. Friday's decision by Jennifer Hadsell, a regional NLRB director in Minneapolis, rejected Activision's push to have the election encompass a wider category of Raven workers. which could have diluted the unionizing group's vote. Activision Blizzard earlier in April said it would be converting nearly 1,100 part-time quality assurance jobs into full-time workers and raising their hourly wages to at least $20 an hour. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's not that's good news. I think that it's good news that workers are getting unionized, right? I think that's good for workers. I think a lot of the major devs are probably not super stoked about that because usually that means that the workers have more of a voice when it comes to the things that they deserve, such as benefits and things like that, and their rights as a collective group, as workers for that corporation, right? And generally, most of the time, employers aren't about that, but it seems like a good thing, yeah. So good. That's all we have today for the gaming news segment. I love doing the news. I really do. I love discussing these issues and you know, articles and things like that we come across just specifically regarding the industry and gaming in general. I'm very passionate about the gaming world, and I love discussing these things with all of you, and I'm not always going to come across all the ins and outs of whatever we're addressing when we come across these articles. So I love having people to discuss it with, because you guys help me to maybe think about things that I wouldn't necessarily pinpoint. It's great having people to discuss this with. So I appreciate everybody being part of the news segment live. And what I would say is that I am putting these segments on. They're highlighted on the Twitch channel, but I'm also putting them up on the YouTube channel as well now separately. And so if you're not able to come hang out and attend the news segments live every day, which we start up at 6 a.m. Central North American time every single day, and we start off with the news segment first before we get into our gaming. If you're catching these on YouTube after the fact and you're enjoying the content, then consider hitting that like button and subscribe button for me, and maybe even leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, and see what you can do about coming and hanging out with us while we do these live, and maybe even hang out and enjoy some of what we do gaming. I like to include the community as much as I can with the playthroughs and the gaming that we do together. I love hanging out with everybody, and it's just a fun time down here. So what we do in the channel. So if you're not moving on to the Lost Ark content, or if you are viewing this on YouTube and you're not live with us right now in the Twitch channel, then stay healthy, stay safe, be kind, and we will catch you very soon. All right?